the absence of Bill Belichick on the Pat McAfee show yesterday. And you heard a lot of questions there from McAfee.
A lot of questions, firing at him.
Just peppering him. What about being a DC?
Shanahan's offense.
What's going on in Carolina?
Yeah.
You know, the burning questions that we all want to know about from Bill Belichick.
Yep. First game in 20 years not coached by Bill Belichick this past weekend for the New England Patriots.
First time
Didn't get brought up.
First time he's sat around and watched football for 50 years. He's half a century.
For 50 years.
He's been coaching.
Yep.
Finally gets to kick his feet up. You get his thoughts on the league.
Maybe the team he coached for 20 years.
Well, you would think.
Maybe.
One question. I'm reading from our guy Fitzy. It's Jones and Keefe here on WEEI. We'll get to the AFC East. State of the division. We'll get to Monday Night Football last night with all your phone calls, 617-779-7937. We'll do that coming up shortly after 11. Our guy Fitzy on Twitter yesterday. This is where I first saw it.
Yep.
Because I didn't watch this full interview, and I'm glad I didn't. Fitzy tweeted out, did I just watch Bill Belichick on McAfee for almost 40 minutes and not a single question or mention of the Patriots with a massive upset in their first regular season game without Bill as a head coach? Or did I miss something, he said?
40 minutes?
40 minutes.
So two obvious questions.
There's only 32 teams in the league, Keefe. Spend a minute on each team. You could ask a question on every single team. They didn't do that and have some left over.
Well, you had to ask him if he was going to be a D coordinator again. No, so...
Had to get in that Panthers
All
question.
right, so here's the deal. So McAfee, people love him, people hate him, whatever. There's very little in between when it comes to McAfee. He does a lot of interviews, like his show. There's always different guests popping in and out of there. So the question would be two things. One, did McAfee somehow decide not to ask him a Patriots question?
No.
Or did Bill Belichick go on and say, hey, no Pats questions this week?
Bingo.
Because they won.
Bingo.
And I'm the most salty guy in the world about it.
Bingo.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like that too. Like, I like McAfee. I don't like watch the show, but like I like the clips and whatever. I know people make fun of him, but I like McAfee. I feel like he for sure would have. Plus, he's got a guy on the show who's a huge Pats fan, Boston Connor. I'm pretty sure he would have asked anybody else about the Patriots.
They ask Boston-centric questions. It's a great point.
All the time.
They ask Boston-centric questions in like every interview because of Boston Connor.
Right.
And they don't ask one about the Patriots. You just nailed it. And like
if they lost, though, first question.
Oh, didn't they miss you, Bill?
First question.
How do you not even ask it as just like a, hey, I guess they don't miss you, ha, 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 and then never talk about it again?
He asked Vince McMahon tougher questions when he worked for the WWE.
Okay, so I say how. I know the answer. It's the same stuff that used to go on with Jim Gray and Tom Brady in his weekly interview. Hey, this is off limits. We're not going to ask about this. Don't ask me about that. Here's what I want to talk about. No, it's embarrassing.
So embarrassing. You have 6 jobs, and you can't talk about the Patriots after they win?
Because, Keefe, none of it is about Bill and his analysis. None of it is about Bill and the X's and O's and what he knows. None of it's about that. It's all about Bill rehabbing his image to get back into the league. It's all about Bill and what helps Bill. It's not about anything else. It's about Bill collecting a check and what helps Bill Belichick. That's it. And so coming in, talking about how the Patriots don't miss Bill, how the team's ready to run through a wall for the new guy, how they won and got more out of Bill's players than Bill could last year. None of that makes him look good. None of that helps Bill. None of that helps his image. None of that gets him rehired. And so Bill says, I'm not doing it. And McAfee says, whatever. I don't care. Bill Belichick's on the show. You don't want to talk about that? Whatever. That's fine. And I don't even care about the McAfee part of it all that much. If you want to get into a wider discussion about media and journalism, I guess we can.
Yeah.
I don't care about it. I just know that's how it works. McAfee says, all right, Bill, you're coming on the show. Bill says, I don't want to talk about that. McAfee says, fine. We have Bill. We're paying him all this money. People want to tune in to hear him. If people question my journalistic integrity, oh, well, all right. I got Bill Belichick. So, that's how it works.
I know you don't want to talk about McAfee, and I know this is apples to oranges because we are a local show. He is a national show. But if we were offered Bill Belichick and they were like, hey, you just can't talk about the Patriots, would you even take him?
On our show?
We couldn't.
No.
Like, we couldn't.
No.
But, like, another national show, I also feel like this particular Monday, the day after the game.
If I were McAfee, I would.
Yeah, I guess you would. But, well, I think it's already part of the deal, and like he's going to get a lot of viewers, and people are going to be talking about it.
I get Bill every week, but I can't make Bill look bad in the interview with the Patriots. Fine.
It's also insane, though, that you have him on for 40 minutes and not 10. Like, it's 10 minutes, and if you're whatever, like, Monday Night Football's on your network, it's all very incestuous. You want to talk about that stuff. I kind of get it. But, like, you are it's a 40-minute show.
Content.
Yeah, it's content, all right. Like, of all the jobs he has, and Lanny was on this first. Lanny's not super interested in what Bill or Brady has to say.
Yeah,
and
Lanny-
I'm kind of like, I get it.
Lanny, did you like the Manning cast last night? I know you were locked in on the Manning cast.
Yeah, right. Didn't even bother.
So, like,
Oh,
I get
Peyton,
it.
you're awesome. Oh, Bill, you're awesome.
Oh, hey, Eli beat me in a Super Bowl.
A lot of back scratching,
Yeah.
a lot of heavier stuff than that. But anyway, I just feel like how, even nationally, if you're not a Patriots fan, aren't you kind of interested? Like, let's say Andy Reid got fired by the Chiefs after like one bad season or two bad seasons, and then he's doing 8 media jobs, and Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, whatever, they grind out a win the next week. You're not asking Andy Reid about the Chiefs?
Of course you are.
Of course you are.
If you have any journalistic integrity. But, like, I'm telling you right now, if I was doing a national show and they're like, you get Bill every week, you can't make him look bad on the Pats, I'd probably say, all right, fine.
No, yeah, probably. 'Cause it's
I
not,
don't
it's
have
not a
it-
huge loss.
I
to
don't have
McAfee.
integrity.
Yeah.
On this show,
McAfee's getting paid pretty well just to have these fluff guests.
yeah, in New England, we would have to.
You
but
would,
like
yeah.
McAfee doesn't have to, although what you just said is a great point. If it's a 10-minute interview, maybe it gets lost.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I still feel like it's the first question, but
40
yeah.
40
minutes. Yeah. You had it on for a while.
It's 2 episodes if I'm watching on, your Netflix or HBO Max or whatever, 2 episodes of Seinfeld. You can't squeeze two questions, a question about the Patriots. You can't do it.
But what's crazy
Even
is-
joke about how, hey Bill, they didn't miss hey Bill, they didn't miss you?
Well, if they lose and when they lose, they're for sure going to talk about it.
I was just going to say, like, take away the team. Take away that it was the Patriots and Bengals. You would ask Bill about the biggest upset in week 1.
Also
point.
true.
Good
Yes.
point.
Yes, you're right. Well, like, how did that happen? Especially a team that won on defense and special teams, which is that guy's thing,
Yeah.
and didn't ask him about it.
Nope. So
Talking
no,
about that Shanahan offense.
No, and this is proof that it's going to be fraudulent because it's the easiest thing in the world to predict. The Patriots get a huge win without Bill, with all Bill's guys, and they look better without Bill. Bill doesn't get a question about it. If they get smoked by Seattle, well, they're starting 3-0, so I take it back.
The Niners.
If there's 3-0,
Week 4 when they get slammed by the Niners.
3-0 when they get slammed by the Niners,
Yeah. Bill, what do you think?
it's the whole interview.
Yeah, Bill, what happened out there?
It's going to be 10 minutes out of the 40 minutes
Guys
talking
must
about the
have been
Patriots and this
riding
and
high.
that.
What happened?
You know that's going to happen,
Yeah.
and that will be proof that it's fraudulent and it's not a real interview.
No, it's not.
And Bill is complicit in what is asked and what's not asked again, because Bill's not doing real analysis. Bill's there to help his image, rehab his image, and get another job.